Mothers, it turns out, really do love a formula. When our ministry, Risen Motherhood, first began to grow and require more time, the golden question was, how does work work? We each wondered, exactly how many hours can I spend on this without compromising my motherhood? We were both moms of young children and primarily spent our days focused on the needs of our homes, but the Lord seemed to have additional plans for our days. We were deep in discussions about the gospel and motherhood, and we wanted to know what it looked like for a believing mom to be faithful while also pursuing other callings. Working at Risen Motherhood meant we needed occasional time away from our children for focused work and travel. We tried to make an equation by stringing together wise inputs of decision-making. Personal circumstances, plus theological truth, plus wise counsel multiplied by prayer and divided by practical implications. As we thought through this, we each prayed and sought counsel from others who knew us well in real life, all to find the perfect number of hours a mom could work and still be a good Christian mom. Spoiler alert, we never did find that number. But it turned out the Lord didn't need us to follow the right formula to provide wisdom and guidance for our own lives. Over time, He brought both of us to places of peace and freedom in our motherhood, with our husbands and in our work. He didn't give us the exact number of work hours, days, or trips He'd always intended for moms in Iowa to commit to a calling and still be considered faithful. Instead, He worked in our lives through His Word and His people, leading us in ways that were unique to us as we followed Him in faith. We didn't realize it at the time, but wanting standard, easy-to-understand answers and formulas is a common feeling in nearly every area of motherhood. And not just for us, but for moms everywhere. Look at nearly any survey of mothers, and you'll find the majority of them struggle with guilt or feel overwhelmed. For just one example, in our annual Risen Motherhood survey, 93% of the nearly 10,000 moms who responded said they experience mom guilt. We're guessing that some of that has to do with the fact that most of us moms aren't sure whether we're doing motherhood right. Moms love their kids, and moms want clarity about what it takes to parent with excellence. So we look for places and people who seem to have the instruction manual for parenting. Imagine this scene with us. Eager parents-to-be sit sprawled in a nursery floor in the midst of parts and pieces, baskets and empty boxes, hovering over a project as they anticipate the arrival of their first baby. Though arguments arise and assembly starts and stops, they help each other through the step-by-step instructions as they pass a manual back and forth. It all goes slower than expected, but eventually, together, they step back to admire their handiwork. The crib looks just like the picture they saw online. Maybe you didn't live this scene, or maybe it's similar to your own experience. Either way, you probably know the desire to prepare for motherhood and want everything to go just so. But while cribs and changing tables come with instructions, much of the work of raising children does not. While recipes, math problems, and new toys benefit from clear, predictable, step-by-step instructions, mothering isn't as simple as input-output. In the absence of a handbook or formula that outlines exactly what we need to do the right things in parenting, down to the SKU number and sleep training style, we stare into the abyss of 18-plus years with nothing but the advice of millions to comfort us.